I'm going to be reading Happy Place. Let me be there right now. Fall, holidays, cozy season. Oh, it's a secret baby romance. Oh, no, 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 no. Hi friends, welcome to your new weekly vlog. Hi guys, it is currently Monday, July 31st, I think. Yes, it's the 31st of July, and I'm here to welcome you guys to the new weekly vlog, go over life plans, reading plans, just chit chat and get into it. So let's start with reading plans. Currently I have a lot going on at the moment with my reading. It's kind of all over the place. Let's start with audio. So I'm in the middle of two audiobooks. Currently I'm reading Magical Blend by Kennedy Lane, and this is a Paramore like mystery. This is about a girl who receives a tea shop from her grandma that she inherited. Her grandma passed, and so she goes there and she has to run this tea shop. But once she gets there, her and her best friend discover there's a body in the back of the tea shop, and they have to solve this mystery. And then there's this talking cat. She finds out she comes from a long line of witches. So there is that. I'm 39% into it, and then we have This Delicious Death. We're following a group of teenage girls who are ghouls. Ghouls are people who have turned into humans who need human flesh to survive. And they go to this music festival, and something happens to one of the friends there. People end up missing. So there's that. I'm 58% of the way through that. It's okay. It's not my favorite, I'm gonna be honest with you. For Kindle books, I am actually 19% of the way through of Powerless by Eliza Silver, and this is the Chestnut Spring series. I'm not sure which one this is in the Chestnut Spring series, like what order it goes in. I'm not hating it. I'm actually liking it a lot better than Flawless IDNF, so I'm really liking this one. As for physical reading, I started our Vengeful Souls. I didn't get far. I got 2 chapters in, literally on chapter 2. You'll see that. And I really need to make progress in this / finish it this week because I have a video due with Once Upon a Book Club on this book, so I need to get going. And this book is only like 300 pages long, I think. Or maybe it's not even 300 pages. I don't know. It's fairly short, so I should be able to finish it. And I am going to be starting one of my most anticipated releases, the book I've been so excited to start. It's been sitting on my shelf. I've been staring at it for months. I'm going to be reading Happy Place by Emily Henry this week, and I'm so excited. I'm literally so excited, and I want to jump into this book right now, but I really need to get Vengeful Souls finished first and then jump into this. Hopefully by the time I finish Vengeful Souls, I will have like it'll be on my days off that I can read this and really take this in and enjoy it. So there's all the reading plans for this week. Life plans, I don't really have any, which thank God. We are dealing with a little bit of a situation with Wyatt. His allergies are so bad. He has injured himself over them by scratching excessively on his face. We've had meds and he has to wear a cone, but he keeps getting the cone off and re-scratching it open. So I'm a little stressed over that, not really sure what to do. But that's about it. I'm actually gonna go sit down and read some of Vengeful Souls, or Vengeful Souls, whatever the title is, and I will talk to you guys later. I have to interrupt because I'm literally only a paragraph in. And this setting of this book, like I knew it took place in Maine And Maine is one of those places that I've always wanted to go. I just want that East Coast summer with like, just the whole vibes of it. Like the cottage, the lobster, the crisp air. Oh my God, I want it so bad. So the first paragraph of Happy Place, let me just read you this. A cottage on the rocky shoreline with knotty pine floorboards, windows that are nearly always open, the smell of evergreens, brine wafting in on the breeze, and white linen drapes lifting in a lazy dance, the blurb of a coffee maker, and the first deep pull of a cold ocean air as we stepped out onto the flagstone patio, steaming mugs in our hands. Let me be there right now. Honestly, this is making me so excited because I'm staying in a cabin in October. I know I mentioned 100 times, but I will not shut up. I'm staying in a cabin in October, and I'm just so excited for this moment because, like, we have a wraparound porch in the cottage we're staying at, and it's just surrounded by trees, and we also have a hot tub, so just sitting out there in the hot tub with a book. Okay, I'm gonna go back to reading. Did you drink your water today? Drink it. Drink it right now. I'll wait. I'll wait. Hello, friends. Happy Tuesday. You guys, I don't know what it is about this week, but I'm feeling just happy, excited about life, like excited. And I think it's because it's August. It's Taylor Swift month. And also, all the good stuff is coming up very, very soon. Fall, holidays, cozy season. I'm so excited. But let's just like not get ahead of ourselves because we still have 1 month left of summer. So let's make the most of it. But it is the start of a readathon. It is the Dark Ages Readathon by Mel Reads. She's hosting it. But you have to join her Patreon. So if you don't join her Patreon, you won't be able to participate. But I wanted to talk about my TBR because I rarely do readathons, and it's because I suck at sticking to a TBR. But I feel like this TBR is one I'm excited about and one I really, really want to read. So let's talk about it. But first I'm going to pull up the prompts and stuff. So there's a couple different paths you can take. There's 3 different paths. I'm taking the order path, which you have to read. Everyone has to start with The Tower, which is read a standalone or the first book in a series. And then that one, we are reading Happy Place by Miss Emily Henry, which I do have updates about this, which I'll talk about in a minute. And then the next prompt is The Armory, which is read a fantasy or sci-fi book. For that, I'm reading Daughter of the Siren Queen, finally the second book in the Daughter of the Pirate King. I think it's a trilogy. I think it's just going to be a trilogy. So there's that. And then the doc, read a book that has a water setting, and that is The 5-Star Weekend by Ellen Hilderbrand, which I'm excited about this. I'm really glad I'm getting to this in August, last month of summer, because this is a total summer book. And then The Maester, which is read a book with poison in the title or as part of the plot. And for that, I'm reading The Last Apothecary. I don't have it with me physically. I have it on hold at my library, so fingers crossed it comes in time, because I'm doing a no spend month in August. So if it doesn't come in time, I had to figure out another book that I have on my shelf that could possibly fit the poison trope. And then the final one that everyone has to read is called The Crown, and that one is a book that features royalty, which I am reading Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is perfect because the Show comes out this month on Prime. I forget the date exactly, but I know it comes out in August, and it's perfect. I have it already loaded up on my Kindle because it's on Kindle Unlimited. So that is my TBR. Now let's talk reading. So I got 50 pages into Happy Place, and you guys, this book is a 5-star book. I already knew this book was going to be a 5-star book. Like, this was one of my okay. Let me back up. This book I'm predicting to be 5 stars, okay? Because the way this is making me feel while reading this book is uncanny. Like, I have missed this feeling so much. Like, I read Done and Dusted by Layla Sage. Absolutely love that book. Gave it a 5 stars. But the feeling I'm getting with this is that 5-star feeling. You know that feel when you're just in a book so much and you're loving every second of it? Like, that is what I'm feeling with this book, and I haven't felt that in such a long time, and I'm so happy because Book Lovers was just not it for me. I didn't get it with Book Lovers. I'm getting it with this book, and I'm like, thank God, Emily Henry. And also, I just love like where this book is set. It's set in Maine, so you have all the vibes, and the way like she's describing everything, like the cottage, like the salt air, the smell of the pine, like the lobster roll, like everything. I'm like, yes. And also when Connor, which, okay, I'm gonna be a little open. And this happens to me every time I read a romance book. This happens to me a lot, and I don't know what sign to take it as. So my ex's name was one of Wynn's names. Wynn Connor, it was one of those names. I'm not going to say which one because I don't want to go too into it. But you can probably guess which one it was. And I see this name everywhere, and I hate it because I know it's a common name, but like I hate that that was his name, because every time I read a book and his name is in it and it's a romance book, I'm like, fuck, here we go, because I can really insert myself into the story. But other than that, I'm really, really loving this book. There was a part in this book that I literally was like, oh my God. So I'm gonna read this part. I feel the moment his gaze lifts off me and returns to the windshield, but he's left a mark. From now on, dark cliffs, wind racing through hair, cinnamon paired with clove and pine, all of it will only mean Wynn Connor to me. A door has opened and I know I'll never get it shut again. Regency era or not, in a lot of ways, he ruins me. And I was like, this book is gonna ruin me. I know it is. So if you guys don't know what this book is about, I'm sure everyone and their mother knows what this book is about, but let me just like tell it for the people who don't. We are following Harriet, who is in her residency era. I think she's becoming a surgeon. And she has a group of friends that she met in college, and they just become best friends. And every single year they take a trip to Maine to one of the friends' father's cottage. Well, I think it's like a mansion in Maine. And they've had this trip. On that trip in the past, she met Wynn, who is her now ex-fiance. And they were together for a very, very long time. Fast forward to this year, she goes on the trip, she's really excited, she shows up, and Wynn is there, but no one knows that they are no longer together, so they have to pretend they're still together because something is happening that they're like, okay, we can't ruin this for this person, so we have to pretend. And so they're on this vacation together, and like we're flipping between past chapters and present, which I love books with dual timelines. So I'm just loving this book a lot. I'm only 50 pages in, and I cannot wait to see like what the rest of this book is. And I just want to take my time with this book. I want to eat this book up. Like I just want to soak in this book, and I feel like this is going to be a book that I'm going to reread a lot. I need to get a paperback copy so I can annotate it, because I'm not annotating this copy, which I know, Caitlin, you bought the book, it's yours annotated. I'm not annotating it because I don't want to ruin the pretty ombre. It wouldn't ruin it. I just don't want to like, I don't know, deface the pretty ombre. And also this book is signed, so this is a book like I want to keep in really good condition forever and ever and ever, and like hang on to this book, like bury me with this book, okay? So there's that for reading updates. And then after I kind of read 50 pages, I was tired, but not really tired. And the thing that really has put me to sleep a lot is reading on my Kindle. And I think it's because I can read in the dark. So I actually did a little bit more reading of Powerless. And I found out this is the third book in the Chestnut Spring series. The second book, is that Heartless? Is Heartless the second book? I'm not exactly too sure, but so the second book, the reason why I didn't pick up the second book in the Chestnut Spring series is because it was a single dad trope, and I just don't really want to read about that. Like, I just don't care to read about that. So I picked up Powerless, and I'm actually 22% into this book now, and I am really liking this book. It's very different from like Emily Henry. Like you can clearly see the difference in writing, which is no tea, no shade, nothing against the author of the Chestnut Spring series. It's just a different kind of writing. This is the writing I really like more because it's not like really like geared towards the romance and like the smut. This is more geared towards that, and we all know how I feel about books that are geared towards smut. But it's just like a silly, goofy, fun time, and I'm here for it. And it's not really a cowboy romance. Like, this is described as a cowboy romance, but the male protagonist in here is a hockey player who lived on a farm, but he's not a cow. Like, that's not like what I want my cowboy, but I'm reading it still. I'm not hating it. So there's that for all the reading updates. So I am gonna go have my dessert, which is a cookie, and finish this water because let's just like do a little health update. So I go to the dermatologist next Tuesday, which if you guys don't know, you're like, what? Okay, you have a dermatologist appointment, big deal. So I've been dealing with hives and I was misdiagnosed, and I talk about it more in detail a couple vlogs back when I went to the Eras tour. I actually like really opened up to you guys and was very vulnerable about it. But basically I've been dealing with hives, and they've gotten significantly better than what they were like a month ago, which thank God. But I'm still going to go and see if there's anything that she can like point out to as why I'm having these hives, or maybe get more clarity as to why I'm having them, or maybe get like a steroid cream so when I am having them I can put it on. But they haven't been bad, so I'm very thankful about that, because for a while they were really bad and they like prevented me from even like going and doing anything. I've also still been on like my back on my grind with my exercising and all that, and I saw this post on changing the mindset of exercise being for weight loss, have it for something else. Because if you have exercise for weight loss, it's a very toxic way to think, in a way that like you're not going to enjoy exercise. You're doing it as a chore. So by changing your mindset that exercise is something that makes you feel good, it makes you feel great, it makes you feel happy, you're going to do it more often. So I've been doing that every time I exercise. I'm like, this is for like your mood. You're going to be so happy. You're going to feel great. It hasn't worked yet, but like I still keep exercising. So there's that. And also I'm doing it different this time around. Last time around I cut cold turkey on literally everything. This time around I'm implementing healthy habits slowly. So example, exercising 3 times a week minimum was my first habit, and I've done that for a month successfully. So I'm moving on to my second habit, and that is drinking 80 ounces of water. Eventually it's going to be more than that, but we're starting slow. So that's this habit for this month, is to keep with the minimum of 3 times a week with exercising and drinking 80 ounces of water daily. So far it's August 1st. Check. Exercise. I'm almost done with this water, so we're gonna go ahead and half check. But yeah, so that's that. I hope you guys are having a fabulous start of the month. I love the first day of the month because it feels like a clean, fresh start. You can implement goals. You can just like check in with yourself. You can do a reset. Like, you can be whatever you want to be this month, and I'm so excited for it. Okay, I'm gonna go because I've been talking way too long, and it's actually 8:51, which if you guys don't know, I go to bed at 9 p.m. So I need to be in bed, face washed, teeth brushed, cookie consumed in 9 minutes. Is it gonna happen? Probably not, but one can hope. Okay, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. So goodbye. Pretty sure I'm in the exact same spot with the exact same sweatshirt on I had yesterday. But I just wanted to come on here and say hi, how y'all doing? I just got done budgeting. So fun. I stressed myself out by looking at my numbers and my overall expenses. I literally stressed myself out, and I went on a spiral of doing my budget, and then we're also doing no spend. I want to do no spend until October. We'll see how long this lasts. For sure in August. We'll see about September. But let me show you guys what I did. So for my no spend calendar, it's color coded. Basically, this is what it looks like. So I have a key of, and I'm pretty open with you guys, so I literally don't care if you guys see my bills. If this is triggering or anxiety ridden or anything, if this will like make you feel a certain type of way, just skip past this. But if you're interested and curious, like I'm a curious person, I love to know like what people do, and like they're I'm just nosy, okay? Just if you're like me, stay tuned. So I have the key over here, it's color coded. So we have bills, so like rent, car, electric, on. And then we have subscriptions, and then we have allowed, not allowed, and no spend. So over here, obviously we had rent on the first, and then Patreon, which is subscription, and then no spend because today is the second. And I just went ahead and labeled all the rest of the bills that I have this month and like color coded them. So that's what I'm gonna do. We'll see how it works out. I'm really hoping this works out because I really, really need to save money. I am a little stressed about money right now. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Things are a little tight, but it's okay. It's gonna be good. And I also went through and just like wrote everything down. These are my commissions for work. So I'm gonna like, cause I don't really want you guys to know how much I make. But yeah, wrote all my bills down, all that. So yeah, I have no tips on budgeting. I don't ever budget, which I probably should budget. I'm gonna start budgeting. I just kind of pay it and then like say thank you every time I pay it because there's enough money in the account. But yeah, that's all I have to say to you guys. Reading updates, I don't really have a whole lot. I'm now on page 83, so not a lot has happened since I last talked to you, but I'm going to sit down, drink my second 40 ounces of water, even though it's almost 8 o'clock at night. I'm saving it for the last minute. I'm so mad at myself, but I just was so busy and got sidetracked and forgot to drink my goal of water. Today was a rest day, which is great because it's that time of the month. It's the first day and it like hit me like a freight train, you know, like I'm like, oh my God. So it was a rest day today. We'll get back on it tomorrow. Yeah, so I will talk to y'all tomorrow. In case you're ever wondering what evenings look like in my house, this is what it is. We're cooking some dinner. Taylor Swift is on. Also, y'all, let's talk. Taylor Swift announced more dates for the US tour. Listen, I sent my mom and I said, 30th birthday present, this would be amazing. And she was like, oh, you know, we'll see. And I was like, okay, well, what if we went half-seas? You know, like, either we buy them when they go on sale or we do like resale. We'll go in half on them either way. And she goes, I would do that. So potentially, maybe 90% sure I'm gonna go see Taylor Swift in Indiana again. Indianapolis. It's only 2 hours away from me. Maybe, I don't know. I'm like, is this financially responsible? No, but you know what? It's Taylor Swift and I love Taylor Swift and I deserve to have the most magical day ever on my Era Show day. And if you watch my Era Show vlog, which if you didn't, go watch it. I'll put it up here or down here somewhere. I explained what happened that day, and it was not the most magical day ever. It was actually a pretty rough day for me. So I need a redo. And this is my chance. Okay, I'm gonna go back to cooking dinner, and I will talk to y'all later. Hello, it is Friday. I am here. It's actually 10 a.m. I've been awake since 7. What have I done, you ask? I've showered, I've had breakfast, and I have been reading Happy Place by Miss Emily Henry, which we'll get to in a second. But so casually yesterday, I interrupted with my karaoke sesh with you guys about Taylor Swift dropping Eras Tour dates. Okay, so the way I live in Delulu land that I'm going to get tickets is so funny. First off, where am I gonna get the money to buy Taylor Swift tickets? Mystery to me, you know, because I know what I paid last time. The reason why I was able to pay that last time is because I saved up for it. Okay, this time around, there's no saving. I've had a couple financial things happen that I haven't been able to like put money away, which this is real talk. I like being real with you guys. Hopefully this doesn't stress anyone out, me talking about this, but like, so this time around I live in Delulu because I have no Taylor Swift ticket fund money. But I was talking to my mom, and my 30th birthday is approaching in January. I know, it's a big birthday. And I told her, I was like, this is what I want for my birthday. I want Eras Tour tickets. Am I expecting my parents to buy them for me? No, but I just casually put it out there, and I'm putting it out in the universe. But she did say either that or we can go in half these with them. Chances are I'll probably have to buy resale tickets. But here's another point. Here's another bump in the road on getting Eras Tour tickets. Every single hotel in Indianapolis is sold out already. You guys, I get it, because hotels go quick, and hotels, once they know an event is coming, the prices skyrocket. Like, I was 25 minutes away from the stadium in Cincinnati, and I paid like I was 5 minutes from the stadium. And any other day, it wouldn't have been that price. I paid so much money for the hotel, and it wasn't even like an extremely nice hotel. So I get why people bought them early, because before that could happen. But I'm like, damn. So here's the thing. Worst case scenario, I told my mom, is we live 2 hours and like 50 minutes away from Indianapolis, like where the stadium's going to be. Worst case scenario is we'll have to get a hotel halfway to Indianapolis and Columbus, or find one like outside the city. We'll have to do something. But I didn't want to drive down there because I have a lot of anxiety driving downtown areas, especially if I don't know them. So I don't know what to do. I'm a little stressed about it. I'm not even going to lie, but you know, it's a stress I don't even know what I'm stressing about, because I don't even have tickets. I think that's a stress I need to let go and stress about when that time comes. So let's let go of that. We're not talking about it anymore. However, she did perform Maroon last night. And I'm a little bitter because she performed it once and then she performed it again. Maroon is my favorite song off of Midnight, and I love the surprise songs we got. We got 3 surprise songs. Yes, how does it feel to be an elite superstar? What is the TikTok sound? That sound? That's how I feel. But the way I wanted Maroon, oh my God, the way I wanted Maroon. It's okay because she's filming for the Netflix, not Netflix. I don't know why I keep saying Netflix because it's not even confirmed if it's Netflix. She's filming for some kind of Eras tour. Hold on, my mother's calling me. So let's talk reading updates. Let's get my Kindle reading update out of the way because it's not as fun as Happy Place. So currently reading Powerless. And this one is friends to lovers is the trope. So we are following, this is part of the Chestnut Spring series. I don't know if I said that. I probably haven't said it at some point. I don't know if I've said it at some point this vlog. I probably have. But this one we're following the guy, Jasper, that was taken in by the family, like he was adopted. And we're following, I forget her name already, Sloane, who is the cousin of the Eaton boys. And she spent every summer there, and Jasper always lived there, so they like formed a friendship. She asked Jasper to prom, he turned her down years ago, and then fast forward, she's engaged to this really awful, horrible guy that like her dad arranged her to marry because it's like good for business. She finds out he cheated on her the night before the wedding, and she like ends the engagement, and she runs off with Jasper, and now they're on this like road trip to go deliver hay. Yeah, so I don't know, it's not as fun, like I'm not loving it. I'm actually kind of getting pretty sick of it, but I'm already 40% of the way through it, so I'm like, do we keep reading? And I have 3 hours and 17 minutes left of this book, so I don't know. But I have downloaded some other books on Kindle Unlimited. I don't really like the whole friends to lovers, like I'm not loving it. I also have Reckless, which I don't know what this one is. Oh, the Bull Rider. Oh, yeah. This is the fourth book in the Chestnut Spring series. This is the Bull Rider one. I think I may like this one because this is more of a cowboy one. The other one was, oh, it's a secret baby romance. Oh, no. I won't like it because I don't like that trope. So we're gonna actually return to Kindle Unlimited because I don't like that. I don't care. So anyways, so I've downloaded a couple of witchy books. I have Butter, Sugar, and Magic, which is a, I don't know, cozy mystery. I have Wolf Gone Wild and The House Witch. So we have a couple different witchy options, which I'm thinking of picking up. But I don't know, we'll see if I finish Powerless. I'm not entirely loving it, but I'm not hating it. It's something to read in bed that I'm like on my side, falling asleep. Happy place. Y'all, I really love this book. I know this book is gonna make me cry, like I already know. I'm 212 pages into this book, so let me see how, I think I'm like maybe 60% of the way through this book. Let me check. 53% of the way through this book. I was really wrong. The reason why I think I love this book so much is because it's not solely focused on like a romance that's like building up to be a relationship. They've already been in a relationship and they've broken up. So we're just getting sprinkles of how they were together as a relationship and like seeing them from like friends to what they are now, and I really love that. And also I just really love, I'm a loss for words. I don't know, I just really love seeing Harriet and Wynn together and how their relationship is. Harriet is so witty and funny. Like I didn't expect to be laughing in this book, and I'm like laughing. I just read the part where they all went to the double feature and ate a gummy, wink wink, and they were like sky high at the Lobster Fest, and I was laughing so hard because I too have partaken in the gummy consumption, wink wink, so I get it, what it's like, and I've been on that level, and I'm just like, oh, I can only imagine what that's like at a Lobster Fest with all the food. So I was laughing, and they had a moment of where oh my god, there's been so many moments in this book that I've wanted to annotate, but I'm not annotating this beautiful copy. I'm gonna get a paperback copy. We'll like wait until the paperback's released. I don't think it's released yet, or it could be wrong, it could be released yet. But I'm waiting until it's released to get and annotate because I already have a hard copy. And I don't need, I mean, I already have a hardcover. I don't need the American hardcover. I will have the paperback. But I want to read you this little part because... Do you remember what you told me, I say, about your brain? His hand pauses. You said it felt like a Ferris wheel, I say. Like all your thoughts were constantly circling and you'd reach out for one, but it was hard to stay on it for too long because they kept spinning. The lines of his face softened. His fingers curled the backs of his nails, pressing into my skin. Except with you, you're like gravity. I couldn't have pulled myself away from him then. Even if he'd burst into flames, everything keeps spinning, he says in a low, hoarse voice, but my mind's always got one hand on you. Shut up right now. There's just been so many moments in this book that I'm like, oh my God, I already know this book is going to end me. I'm kind of curious to see how it ends. Like, I'm not really sure how it ends. Like, is this going to end like a typical happy contemporary romance where like everyone ends up back together? Or is this going to be like where they're not together at all and they're just like come to terms with it? Both of them come to terms with it and they're like go their separate ways. I hope not, because that will break me. But yes, so it is 10:19 in the morning. Wyatt just had his meds. Update on him. I haven't really talked about him. He is doing so much better than we last spoke. I think the last time I spoke, I was a little stressed out, a little overwhelmed with it because he kept getting his cone off and reopening that wound on his face. He has successfully kept it on. And there's only one little part that, I'm sorry, I'm looking at him right now. If I keep looking off camera, it's because I'm looking at him. There's only one little part that needs to heal over. So we're making progress. I'm hoping by Monday the cone can officially come off. I give him cone free time here and there throughout the day just because I feel bad for him. So he gets cone free time and it works for a little bit and then he starts like going like this. And I know it's like usually cats clean themselves like that, but I know he's like using his dew claw to itch. And I did cut his nails yesterday. Ooh, he was not excited about that. So I don't know, but I need to get off here, do my makeup because we're filming 2 videos today. We're filming, what are we filming? Oh, we're filming fall TBR and book recommendations for first-time readers or if you want to get into reading. So yeah, I'm really excited to film the fall one. First-time book recommendations, I don't even know what I'm going to recommend. I have to look on my shelves. So I'm going to recommend a couple from each genre, I think. But yeah, so I'm going to do my makeup, probably bring you guys along, maybe. And that's about it. We'll see where the day takes us. I also do need to film some short form content, which is fine, but I kind of get overwhelmed when filming a bunch of content at once. So let's go do all those things, and I'm sure at some point I will talk to you. But yeah, let's get it on a roll because I've been sitting here for way too long. Way too long. You guys, when I tell you I have been filming and editing all day long, I mean it. It's now 5 o'clock and you think I'm joking? 5 o'clock. I don't want to say I wasted my whole day off, but I literally spent my entire day off still working and I'm kind of a little butthurt because all I wanted to do was sit and read Happy Place all day long. But at least now that I have some content ready to go, I won't have to worry about it for the rest of the weekend and for the next couple of weeks. So I guess that's good, but I still like, you know, if you're a fellow content creator, you know when you've just been filming and editing all day long, you just feel meh, like you feel cloudy in your head. Like that's exactly how I feel right now. I don't know why I didn't move you guys over here with the light. Sorry, I should have moved y'all over here. But yes, I don't think I've really spoken to you guys except for this morning. We did do makeup, but it's gonna come off really, 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 really soon. But I did manage to read some of Happy Place, well, some more. I'm 212 pages in. Did I update you guys already on this? I think I already updated you guys on this. That's embarrassing. Okay, well, those are all my reading updates. We updated the no spend calendar, which we did spend money today, but it was for stuff we needed. So I needed body wash and face moisturizer, so that's fine, that's allowed. I fully edited Sunday's video, which was past last Sunday's. So it's the book recs for new readers. So that is currently exporting, if y'all hear that. But I am gonna go take off the makeup, I think, or maybe I'll keep it on and do, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna go spend some time with Wyatt because he's a little depressed because he has the cone on. I'm gonna spend some time with him, take the cone off, play with him a little bit, and then we're gonna have dinner, and then we're gonna watch The Summer I Turned Pretty. So you guys are coming along because I haven't spoken to you guys a lot today, so come on. Let's go do this, shall we? This is really awful lighting, but I just finished Little Women, and I don't know why this took me years to watch this movie. I absolutely loved it. Like, it's in my top favorite movies now. There's so many different things to this movie that I love. First off, I love the sister dynamic. I grew up in a house with one brother, and me and my brother aren't super close, and I've always wanted a sister. Like, I've always wanted to have that sister bond, the being best friends with my sister. Like, I always wanted that, and I remember, like, telling my mom, like, please have another baby, please have another baby. Little did I know, like, what was entailed with another baby. Yeah, so I just really love the sisterly bond in this movie a lot, and the relationship between all the sisters and the family dynamic. And I loved how, like, there was some romance, but there was also, like, more hard-hitting stuff, like how women in this day and age are meant to just marry, and Joe was like, no, women are more, we're talented, we have brains, we have souls, we have hearts, and I loved that too. It's a very empowering movie. I also just loved how everyone got their happy ending too. But there was one thing I did not expect in this movie. So I have never read Little Women. I know nothing about Little Women. I know a lot of people love it. I just have never read it or anything. And when this movie came out, I remember seeing, like, great reviews for it, but I didn't think to watch it. So, I'm glad I waited, because I think if I were to watch this when this came out, 2019, yeah, I wouldn't have appreciated it as much just because of what stage in life I was in. So I wouldn't have appreciated it as much as I do in this stage of my life. But I did not expect, like, the one big plot line that was in this movie. I cried. I just didn't expect it. Oh my god. There's a couple things that made me cry, actually. But the one big thing, if you've seen Little Women, you know, I was like, oh my god. Yeah, and I also loved how this was shot. So basically in Little Women, you're following four sisters, Joe, Meg, Amy, and Beth, and you just follow each of them. Mainly Joe, who you see a lot of. You also see a lot of Amy, too. But mainly Joe you see. And because Joe, well, I don't want to spoil it. I probably just rubbed leftover mascara all over my face. I don't want to spoil it, but there's a reason why you mainly follow Joe, and you don't realize it until, like, the end of the movie. And, yeah, you just follow them throughout their life and growing up, and the movie has dual timelines, so you get to see past events and present. How they shot it was really good, because the past signifies, like, so much more happiness and joy because a certain event takes place. So, like, basically you're saying before the big event and after the big event, so past and present, and how it was shot is like the past before this big event is very bright and colorful, and then the present's very kind of like toned down, not as many bright colors. So yeah, it was just really like cool how it was shot. And Greta Gerwig, who directed Barbie, was the same director for Little Women, and I'm really liking her directing style a lot. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts. 10 out of 10 would recommend getting an air mattress for your movie night. I will say this air mattress is not as comfortable. Like, I remember air mattresses being so comfortable. It's probably because I'm almost 30 and I can't handle air mattresses anymore. My back's like, no, we're no longer like 20, okay? We're no longer 20 and we no longer can just sleep wherever. But yeah, I am gonna actually head to bed. I'm gonna read actually some of Happy Place in my comfortable bed. But I just wanted to give my thoughts on Little Women now, since I literally just finished it instead of waiting. So if you guys haven't seen Little Women, I'm sorry I keep rubbing my eye, but I wore makeup today, and I hate... Let me just finish this thought. If you haven't seen Little Women, watch it. Highly recommend it. Also, what I was saying about... sorry if this is confusing. What I was saying about, like, makeup and hate wearing it, because I hate feeling it on my face. Like, I can feel it. And no matter what weightless, like, lightweight, weightless foundation, whatever I wear, I still feel it on my face, and I hate that feeling so much. But I also hate after you take it off, there is still some mascara on, and I just hate it. Like, I just don't feel like my skin's as nice and clean after I wear makeup. Like, I feel like I need to literally scrub my face 500 times for it to feel like it does when I don't wear makeup. I hate the feeling of it. So if you're ever wondering why I don't really wear makeup, it's because of that reason alone. And actually it's kind of a good thing, because I've gotten used to how I look like without makeup. I used to wear makeup all the time, and I used to refuse to even go to Target without any makeup on. Now I go wherever with makeup. Like, the other day I went to the mall without makeup on. Past me would have been so embarrassed that I did that. Now I'm like, I don't really fucking care. I don't care. Like, whatever. You know, someone... And I think because past me was so worried about, what if I run into the love of my life? You know what? The love of my life will like me with makeup or without makeup. They'll just like me for my soul. Okay? Anyways, this has gone on a weird tangent, but I'm going to go to bed and read Happy Place, and I will catch up with you guys tomorrow morning. Just wanted to pop on really quickly and say happy Saturday. I'm going to my parents' house. I will be there all day, but you guys are coming with me, so enjoy the B-roll. And I don't know if I'll talk to you today or not, so if I don't, have a wonderful day, and I will for sure talk to you guys on Sunday. It is now Sunday. It's 11 a.m. and hi. So This morning I had a little bit of a lie-in. I didn't wake up till like 8:30, which you guys be like, that's still early. Well, I have been waking up between like 6:30, 7 a.m. So it was, you know, a sleep-in for me. It was nice. And then I woke up this morning and realized I had no coffee. And because it's my no spend month, I'm not gonna go and get coffee like from Starbucks. I did order coffee, like grounds, so those should be coming pretty soon, hopefully. And then I cleaned my apartment. I filmed a couple short form stuff that I needed to film, and now I'm here because I have a little bit of a haul for you guys. I got some book mail, and the one book mail I got, I did not ask for this book. I did not request this book, but thank you so much whoever sent it. And it's Anna Todd's newest book, The Burning. I read after, but when it was on Wattpad, and it was Harry Styles, not Harden. Okay, so like years and years and years ago, and I remember just loving that. I didn't read after, like when it became a published novel. I don't know if I'm going to read this book. This is the second book, and I guess a new trilogy. It's the Brightest Stars trilogy, and this is the second book. I don't have the first book. I didn't even know she was writing any more books. So whoever sent this to me, thank you, but I don't have the first book. So yeah, I can't really tell you much about this because it is the second book and I don't want to say anything, but yeah, so random book mail. And then I got my favorite box and my favorite little blue box. We got the book of the month box in, and I just got one book because again, no spend month, so this was already taken out of my account for my subscription, so I didn't get any add-ons. I just got Lisa Jewell's newest release, and none of this is true. I really like Lisa Jewell. She's one of my top thriller authors, so I'm very excited to read this book. This is kind of a chunky thriller. And also it's like very new because it's really hard to open. This is very chunky for a thriller. This is 370 pages, which I feel like is chunky, but it says, when a famous podcaster interviews a stranger promising to divulge the story of a lifetime, secrets emerge that threaten to expose the truth of the lives they've both worked hard to project and protect. So I am not going to go and read the full summary because I like to go into my thrillers completely blind or almost completely blind. But very excited about this. I'm hoping to get to this book next month because my TBR is already set for this month because I'm doing the Dark Ages readathon. So let's talk reading updates. So while I was cleaning this morning, I did listen to more of my cozy mystery audiobook that I'm listening to, which is Magical Blend. And I am now 2 hours away from the ending and 54% of the way through. And I do like this book. If you guys want like a book that feels cozy, like a warm hug, like it's the autumn, okay, it's an October morning, you have your warm cup of coffee and a good book. That's what this book feels like. It's just that homey, cozy, comfy feeling. So if you guys want that, check this book out because it feels like that. I just met the cat, which is her grandmother's familiar, and he was a leopard, but the spell went wrong and she turned him into a dwarf cat. I don't know the exact breed. So yeah, it's kind of funny. Oh, Munchkin, a Munchkin cat is how they're describing it. I don't even know if that's a real breed or not. But yeah, so that is for my audiobook. For physical reading, hang on. When we last spoke about my Kindle book, I was reading Powerless. I have now DNF'd that book because I just wasn't really enjoying it. And I'm like, why am I pushing myself to read this book if I'm not enjoying it? So I DNF'd it. I was 44% of the way through. DNF'd it, couldn't stand it. I picked up another book that was like going around TikTok, Out on a Limb, I think is what it was called. DNF'd that because I just really didn't like how going into it, it was automatically like talking about sex. Like, it just didn't. Here's the thing with me is I am in no way, shape, or form a prude, but when it comes to my reading, I just don't enjoy a book that automatically goes into talking about wanting to have sex with someone or how hot someone looks. Like, I just don't. I need the build up is what I've learned. I'm a very slow burner in real life and reading. my fictional books. So I need that build up and that pining for each other and that angst before we get to like the actual good stuff. So yeah, I DNF'd it. And then my hold for Truly Devious came in, which I know I'm so behind on this book. Like I know everyone read it like years ago, but I wanted to read it so bad and it came in. So that's gonna be my Kindle book. I read a page last night and then fell asleep. So can't tell you what it's about. For physical reading, we're still reading Happy Place. I am now 230 pages into this. I did not read much at all yesterday. I read probably one more chapter of Powerless, and that's how I knew I was going to DNF it. I read a chapter of Out on a Limb, DNF'd it, and then I read a page of Truly Devious and fell asleep. So I didn't read much of anything because I just kind of wanted to spend the day with my parents, and Saturdays are my days that I dedicate as like an off day to not feel the pressure of reading. If I don't want to read, I'm not going to read. Usually through the week, I don't want to say I force myself to read, but I make sure I do read because obviously this is something I want to do full time eventually. So like reading is going to be part of the job, but I want to do it so it doesn't feel like a job. Does that make sense? I don't know. So I allow myself to have time on the weekends to just like not read if I don't want to read. But today I really want to read. I really want to finish Happy Place so we can like round out this vlog and at least finish it so you guys don't have to wait till next week's vlogs to hear my full thoughts on Happy Place. So that's what we're going to do actually right now. I think I have like 150 pages left, so I do have quite a bit of the way to go, but this book reads pretty fast, so I'm thinking I can finish it. So let's get an ambience room on and let's just dive right back into Happy Place. Guess what I'm making for lunch? Stay tuned. I'm very excited. I am so excited. Watching some booktube. Look at that. Hi guys, it is much later. I think the last time I actually face-to-face spoke to you was this morning. It's now 5 p.m. but I have finished Happy Place. And I'm very happy to report that my 5-star prediction that I said in the beginning of this vlog was correct. This was a 5-star book indeed, and I loved every single minute of this book. What I really loved about this book is it wasn't solely focused on Win and Harriet and like them coming back together. There was other elements to the story. So there was the friendship and like there was her and her friend group and them all feeling kind of like they're drifting apart. And then there was also the family issue where Harriet felt this pressure to kind of be perfect for her parents and make her parents proud because they sacrificed everything. And she had some like childhood trauma because like, you know, who doesn't have childhood trauma? And she was dealing with that and her friends and kind of trying to hold it all together, and the meanwhile not really being happy at her job. There was just a bunch of elements to this book that I absolutely adored, and it did make me cry a couple times. Oh God, I love Win. I love Win so much. And I love Harriet and Win together. I love the relationship they have. Like, I want someone to love me as much as Win and Harriet love each other. Like, come on. But there's just so many stunning moments and dialogue and quotes and just, I can't wait to get the paperback and reread this and like annotate it. I think I'm going to save my reread for next summer and like annotate it. That way it's not so clear in my mind. 5 stars. Absolutely love this book. That is pretty much it for all my reading updates. I didn't really read a whole lot this week, and that is totally fine, totally okay, because what I did read was stellar, and I would rather have a really good book than like read 3 books and be like meh about it, you know? So yeah, it's 5 o'clock, and here on this channel we end the vlog 5 o'clock on Sunday because Sunday scaries are setting in for the week of work. So we're ending it now, plus I have to do some editing so I don't have to do it all on Monday like I do every week, and then I hate myself for doing that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you did, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you guys are subscribing because I would love to have you here. If you don't, you can follow me on my social medias. They're always linked down below. And I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are reading lots of good books, and I hope you guys are being kind to yourself and to one another, and I will see you guys in my next video.